Last night, James Harden was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland. I recall this trade was just basically a swap of James Harden and a second round pick for Garland and the Cavs second round pick. It was basically an even swap, I would say, when it came to how much both teams had to give up. But to me, the bigger story involved in this trade is how people are now claiming that this trade was made for the Cavs to form a super team for LeBron to be able to rejoin and take advantage of it. I think this is like a bold claim. So, in this rumor that I think was published by Bleacher Report last night or a day or two before, that the Cavs would acquire Harden, and then during the summertime, LeBron would sign with the Cavs, and also the Cavs would be able to swing a trade to get Giannis. So, in this scenario, the Cavs would have Harden, LeBron, Giannis, Donovan Mitchell, all on the same team. I'm sure they would give up their key role players to get Giannis if they're able to pull it off, that they would have to trade Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and some other guys, and just a bunch of multiple picks. Now, I do think the internet is going crazy about this rumor simply because a lot of people hate LeBron. He's a very polarizing figure, and I think it's a way for a lot of people to get views on their channels from what I see. Now, you can say I'm guilty of this too because I'm making a video on it, but I just wanted to address it. I don't believe the Cavs will be able to acquire Giannis. I just don't think they have enough to offer the Bucks. Like, who on their team can they really offer besides Donovan Mitchell, who has high value? Maybe they can offer their role players, but how many draft picks do they have to offer? And then you got to compare it to the other teams in the market on which Milwaukee probably could get a better offer from. That's what I believe. So I just have a hard time believing that this move would come to fruition like people are hyping it up to be. I don't think the Cavs are going to get Giannis. I'm going to be bold here and say that they won't get Giannis. Like I said, I just don't think they have enough. I know people are scared and they're traumatized from all the other bullshit super teams that LeBron has formed in the past, whether it was the Heatles in Miami with Wade and Bosh, and then later on with the Cavs with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. So I understand the fear, but I don't think he can succeed in this scenario. I think what's most likely going to happen is that LeBron will sign with the Cavs since nobody else wants him, from what I've heard and read throughout the league, that LeBron is like now considered a toxic acid and teams don't want to deal with him. Granted, I would say New York is probably a wild card to go after him in the sense that if the Knicks don't get to even the finals this year, I think they might do something stupid like reaching out to him. But I really think the amount of teams that are interested in him are very limited, probably to the Cavs and possibly the Knicks. But outside of that, I don't see any other teams. So I definitely see LeBron going back to Cleveland. And I would love to believe it would be a farewell tour, that he would just play one season with them. But knowing this man, who knows? He could be playing the next 5 years since he's on those performance enhancement drugs that I believe. I'm just saying I believe it allegedly. So I don't think it'll just be for one season, knowing how egotistical this guy is. But maybe we'll get lucky and it's for one season. But yeah, I do see him signing with the Cavs. And then James Harden is already there now. And you have Donovan Mitchell and you have Mobley and Jared Allen. So they'll pretty much have their same team they have right now, the same roster, maybe a few tweaks here and there with some new guys. But I think the tweaks will just be role players exchanged for other role players, like not another major star coming there. I don't believe so. And then when you look at that roster, I don't think they still would be good enough to win a title. I don't think they would have enough. Now, Harden is a good regular season player, but he's a playoff choke artist, and that's something I expect to happen with this current season with the Cavs having him, that he'll do well during a regular season, but he won't show up during the playoffs. And then you got to factor in both him and LeBron are traffic cones on defense. They can't play defense. They're going to have big holes. Granted, the Cavs have great rim protectors in Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, but will that be enough to cover up their terrible defense? I don't think so. I think to have a championship team, you can't have more than one traffic cone on the defensive end. in your starting lineup. If you have more than one, then you're clearly a flawed team and you're just not going to win at all. So I think that's going to be the ultimate problem with them. My final verdict on this is that there will be no super team forming in Cleveland this summer. It'll just be LeBron, Harden, Donovan Mitchell, and their key group of guys in Mobley and Allen. So I don't expect anything great, and I think people should not be fearing that a super team could happen there. I just don't see it. And like I said, if I'm wrong, I'll admit it, but I doubt it. So that's all I have to say.